My name is Barrett, and I am the Community Arts Events Manager here at Strut. We welcome you to our space. If you've never been here before, we're a sexual health and wellness center, a program of the San Francisco AIDS Foundation. And our clinic has been serving the community since 2003. So for over 20 years, we've been supporting community engagement events like this, and we love working with Foglifter. We are open Tuesdays through Saturdays. I'm supposed to tell y'all, we do HIV tests, STI tests, and since 2015, our services are for everyone. So you don't have to be a gay guy to come here and get tested. I repeat, our services are for everyone, and we have different departments that serve different communities. We also have a well-known trans health group. We have 2 Black health programs. We have a Pollo Latino, if you're Latino, and many, many more. Please go to our website to find out more, sfaf.org. Or if you just care about the fun, cool events like tonight's event with Foglifter, if you want to find out about our art openings, our speed dating nights, our speed friending nights, go to our Strut Instagram page, which is full of cool, fun stuff. I was supposed to tell you your emergency exit is the way you came in. The bathrooms are down that hallway to your left. There's no code, so go on in there. If it's locked, someone's in there. If you go in there, please lock the door behind you. We don't like surprises. What else? Please keep this hallway right here free at all times. If you have a friend that shows up late and starts leaning against the art, just go to your friend and be like, hey, if you don't want to tell Mexicans to yell at you, please put your butt in the seat. Or they can stand anywhere else. Just we're not supposed to cover the art because it's beautiful art made by queer youth, y'all. Artists ages like 15 to 21 made this art after learning about queer history that isn't taught in school. They're called the Queer Ancestors Project. They're fantastic. Okay, I'm going to shut up now. Please help us drink the booze throughout the show. Just go on and say, hi, I'd like some booze, please. And I'll be like, we're out of booze, here's some wine. But we do have champagne. Okay, I'm going to shut up now and introduce your host, an incredible poet, incredible writer. I love doing events with her. Please give it up for Natasha!
Hi, everyone. Hi. Welcome to Foglifter 9.1. Now, does that mean it's 9 years and this is the first on the 9th year?
Yes.
That's amazing. I remember when it was just a little kid when it just started. And that was 9 years ago, so this is 9.1. Thank you so much to Strut for hosting us. We're really grateful to have this as our home when we come together in person. Thank you, Barrett Hernandez. I love you. You are an OG in the queer literary community and a fabulous literary citizen.
I mean, Gerald Barrett.
Shout out Barrett to the team at Strut. First, I want to mention that we have an ASL interpreter here tonight, so please stay quiet during the reading so that their job is as easy as possible. Second, I have some sad news. Our latest issue has been delayed by the printer and it's not here tonight. However, you can still pre-order the issue and we'll ship it to you for free. And we'll give you a previous issue of the journal so you don't leave empty-handed. And there's some fantastic previous issues. They're all good. The art, the writing inside. So there's that. And we are so happy to have all of you here to launch the new issue of Foglifter Journal. If you're new to Foglifter, we're a biannual journal, not bi-curious, biannual. I mean, there's 2 a year. And of today's most dynamic, urgent, and delightful queer and trans writing. And you know, I think that people say, oh, Foglifter is one of the queer or LGBTQIA literary journals. I think it's the only one. I mean, I haven't seen any others. I mean, there might be one in New York, but there used to be a few, but now there's Foglifter. You know, Foglifter is doing a great job of publishing and supporting queer writers. We are a space where LGBTQIA writers celebrate, mourn, rage, and embrace. We're also kind of a big deal. We've published some incredible writers, some of whom you'll hear tonight, and we are so excited to be celebrating our 12th issue with you all. Before we get started, we want to tell you about a couple of ways that you can be a part of Foglifter. Once this reading ends, you won't want to wait another minute before submitting your work to us. We're open for submissions for our fall journal issue until May the 1st, so that's another 10 days or something. We really hope you feel inspired and uplifted by our writers tonight. Foglifter wants your weirdest, tenderest, most transgressive and exuberant work. Head to our submittable page to submit poetry, fiction, non-fiction, and hybrid work. We also are looking for our next web administrator to bring Foglifter into the digital age and create an online version of the journal. So if you are a tech or web guru, head over to our submittable to read more about the role. That's submittable online, the literary portal. And that job application is open until May the 1st as well. It would be awesome if you could take a minute to fill out our audience survey sitting on the chairs. That's how we make sure we're doing the best possible job serving you, our community. All right, that's all the housekeeping things. I am so excited to begin introducing the fabulous and talented contributors to this issue. First up, please welcome Sahil Mehta. They are a Teach for America alumnus from San Diego, 2014, when they were on that program, and a former Fulbright scholar, Brazil, in 2018. And they have an MA in Educational Anthropology and half an MA, MFA, whatever that means. Maybe Sahil started and didn't finish. I don't know. Maybe Sahil dropped out halfway through. I don't know. They have workshops in numerous fellowships and retreats, including Tin House, Lambda Literary, Roots, Wounds, Words, Kearney Street workshops, Interdisciplinary Lab, and Rooted and Written. Sahil's ancestral roots hail from a Hindu tribe tucked away in a village in Baluchistan, in modern-day Pakistan. And they tend to write about partition and belonging to home or belonging to land. You can follow them at sahil.me on Instagram. Sahil.
Hi everyone, thank you for being here. I'm going to be reading a piece that is prose and it was originally titled Writing with the Wind, but I think we renamed it to Writing the Wind Home or something like that. It came from me realizing the importance of gentleness in our world and also confronting the difficulty with writing a story that is gentle as opposed to writing something that is harsh. And just, I guess, this is the product of that. So, okay. It was a typical morning in Bombay. The sun was already high and heated, though obscured by the haze. Masses of people were shuffling around as usual. Shanti was heading to work. She had grown accustomed to traveling by train from north to south in the mornings and back to north every evening. She was pretty easygoing in most situations, even on the train. With the diversity of behaviors that amplified during crowded rush hour, Shanti maintained a calm demeanor throughout the ride. Despite the shoving, despite the yelling, Shanti remained composed. For anyone else, this would have been a feat, but not for her. However, Shanti had one train particularity that was implied and another that was actually idiosyncratic. What was implied was her need to travel in the women's compartment for general safety. What was idiosyncratic was her need to have her head out as she traveled, even if that meant waiting for several trains to pass. The train doors never closed in Bombay. In fact, there were no doors. Just a string of open-air compartments, and it was too hot for doors. Each compartment allowed for about 5 to 7 people to find footing that allowed for them to lean outside. Shanti held on with her strength to the railing above, and like everyone else, paid special attention to her footing so as not to fall out. And when the other trains going in the opposite direction would pass, she would gently close her eyes as her long black hair would trail through the salty coastal wind. Today's commute was no less. She arrived at Kalagoda, which wasn't far from the gateway of India in the southern tip of the city. The architecture down here was more grandiose, at least according to what the pretentious people in the surroundings insistently claimed. The streets generally wider and marginally cleaner. The way the South Bombay locals feverishly stated these observations made it seem like they desperately wanted it to be true more than it actually was. For Shanti, this was just where she worked, and that's about it. Shanti worked in the back of a boutique shop that sold overpriced clothing to both foreigners and locals who had access to an excess of wealth. Shanti didn't like the customers very much, but luckily had to interact with them quite little. She stayed in the back updating the Excel spreadsheets with sales and orders. She held nothing against the clothes themselves, perhaps other than their overpricing. The garments themselves were manufactured from high-quality Punjabi cotton, which was the selling point to many of the foreigners. She would only pass the customers when going outside for her lunch hour, and when she would pretend to not work there, to make herself invisible. For lunch, she would go every day to get vada pav from the same street vendor. It wasn't the healthiest option, fried potato patties in between white bread, but it was the tastiest. And anyways, her dinners were always healthy since she ate them at home with family. Every lunch, at the same time, the customers would come through. It appeared busy and chaotic, but the vendor had been there for so many years that it moved nearly as efficiently as the city's tiffin services. Today, Shanti caught eye of a new customer who looked Indian, but also not. It wasn't just the person's skin color that stood out as different, but their body that looked like it was held together by another set of customs completely foreign. The person definitely noticed Shanti too. They made eye contact and realized at the same time that they both chose to not only look, but have their eyes linger over each other. Staring was commonplace not only in Bombay, but all over India. But this was something different. It wasn't stare. It was astonishment. It was quite obvious that something chemical was happening, and it wasn't just their eyes that were both drawn to each other, but their bodies too, a corporeal lingering of sorts. They both felt sweaty palms and a parched mouth. They both got their orders, and typically Shanti would have gone to eat in her office, but decided to hang back. It was a shame that she wasn't the type to easily strike up a conversation. She felt a bit foolish hanging back, but not finding the confidence to actually act upon her reason for hanging back. Luckily, the foreigner approached with the directness that matched their demeanor. Hey, I'm Barsha. I use they/them pronouns in English, and Hamara in Hindi, though my Hindi is pretty kharam, they said with a smile while holding out their hand to shake. Shanti noticed their accent immediately. American. And their voice was much deeper than Shanti expected. Their voice was soothing, especially when combined with the face the voice belonged to. Varsha had feminine facial features that were covered in hair growth. The hair looked unruly, but there was enough of it that if Varsha had cleaned up, it would still have been prominent. Shanti was allured by an androgyny she had never perceived as beautiful before, or even accessible before, mostly because she had never considered it an option. She didn't know that what she considered options, since she had never thought about it that deeply in the past. In any case, Shanti was flattered that someone so striking was even speaking to her. Oh, hi, Shanti said. I couldn't help but notice you. You were new to the Barrett stand, Shanti said, choosing to make a neutral observation, rather than just telling Varsha that she was drawn to them. I come here every day, but it's my first time seeing you. Yeah, I'm visiting. It's actually my last night here before I go visit family in the north. My family lives in UP. It's pretty boring up there, and conservative. Nothing like liberal Bombay, Varsha said with a wink. Varsha knew how to flirt pretty effortlessly, it seemed. Shanti couldn't help but finally muster the confidence to flirt back. We must do something tonight then. Have you been to Chowpatty Beach? Yeah, I've been and I loved it. I don't mind going again. We can get pav bhaji. Oh wow, look at you. Already a Bombayite, blending in with the locals, Shanti said, impressed. I can meet you there at 6 p.m., maybe at 7. You never really know with the traffic out here, but I'm sure you already know that. They exchanged numbers on WhatsApp and had an awkward, fumbly goodbye, giving promise to their re-encounter. Shanti went back to work, guzzled down a citrusy limca, and tried to focus until it was time to go. She asked her colleague to help narrow down a shirt between two that she had picked out from the store she worked at, for Varsha. Well, there's one of these in the back. The manager said it's for us. Why don't you just take that one? Normally, Shanti would have declined and let her colleague keep it, feeling it was tacky to give a free gift. But the colleague didn't know it was for a gift, and Shanti also saw it as a sign. She slipped it into her bag and headed out the door toward Chowpatty Beach by taxi. It was crowded, but luckily Varsha was responding through WhatsApp and had sent a photo from where they were sitting. Shanti found them and had a seat at one of their red plastic chairs across. Before I forget, I got something for you. It's from the boutique store that I work at, she said, emphasizing the word boutique, while not revealing that it was a free gift. Oh, that's so sweet of you, Varsha said before opening it up. After looking at it, they said, it's actually just my style. Thank you, truly. I'll wear it on my way to UB tomorrow. Maybe it will make the long journey a little bit better. Organic cotton, from your motherland to your motherland, Shanti said with a wink. It will certainly make your trip more comfortable at the very least. There were dozens of stalls selling pav bhaji on top of the sandy beach. They ate with their hands, Shanti impressed that Varsha could keep up. The way Varsha seamlessly blended in, like a local, made Shanti more and more attracted to them. The thick chunks of almond butter melted into the maroon-colored bhaji, and the crunch of the raw onions blended in with the noises of everyone talking and laughing around them. They ordered more and more pav until the bhaji was gone, and their meal was finished. They wiped their hands on myriad waxy napkins that soaked up all of the grease, but nothing else, leaving their hands sticky and smelling like all of the spices that they had just consumed, like a souvenir. And that's half of it, and if you want to read the other half, you know what I mean.
Thank you, Sam. Is that from a novel?
No.
It's
just a short
story. Thank you. Our next reader is Bromley. They are a poet and astrobiologist. They would like to use their bio to urge other writers and scientists to stand in solidarity with Palestine. There is more to do in the world. May we find each other. Megan? Is it Megan or Megan?
Or Megan.
Megan. Yeah. Welcome.
Thank you all so much. This is my first time in SF. It's been very welcoming and very beautiful. The weather is perfect, especially compared to Phoenix. I'm just going to start my little timer for myself. Okay. This first poem is called On Breaks, with Death in the Lens. The vine is sore from their weight and their plenty. A network of eyes juts from their stem, every bulb a threat, every sensation a kind of glance, a little ghost. Tell me they're not staring back. The sight, the texture of inside orange rind, feathery under the thumb. Always dodge the camera lens. Mirrors of mirrors, their recklessness of light, their smollenness of glass. Last night, there was bird song under the streetlight, cherry tone. The moon curdled, and in the sallow came sirens away. Ambulances wilted as they passed, making a rhythm with the doves, smothered with their trees' yellow bells and sing-along. A family of quails, bedecked in head plume, crossed the street to create a new dimension. Like children, their children run toward jolty cars, caught in dash cam, the lanes of traffic a poem. The trees checked their map, ran out of leaves for the day. Somewhere, a camera watches someone die, so I watch someone die. The sun hollowing film, a poem. All right. This next one is from a series called Ophelia, Arizona. I think that's what I need to know. They gave me a few weeks in the desert to get my shit together. Alone, I brushed myself with odorous brittle bush and tried not to think of tall buildings. Encircled my neck with lavender and oleander and slept for days under cover of chickweed. No snake or bird could wake me, though they rattled and wheezed and sung. In my own time, I braided out of leaves and flowers someone like myself, rising out of the sandstone, from cracks in the mud. They shone yellow in the moonlight with Palo Verde blooms. They had 8 legs and 1 healthy stomach and a coil for a spine that spilled no blood. They trusted me. They had no holes. I burned them in the open brush to earn my way back. When the rain came, I drank it. I drank it all. Thank you.
Thank you, Megan. They were great. I wanted more. Our next reader is Sam Barrett. Sam Barrett is a trans woman from California. Her influences include Casey Plett, Ursula K. Le Guin, David Pierce, Clive Barker, and Joanna Russ. She likes horror, punk music, and the eerie. Please welcome Sam Barrett.
Hello? Everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
So this is going to be my first time reading the story out loud, I think, ever. Certain technical difficulties with that, I'm not entirely, we'll figure it out as we go along. But I'm just going to read the first half of this and just go until someone pulls me off stage. The first time someone asks you to hurt them, you're 18. You're in that house by the beach, the place the 5 of you decide to rent for a single weekend you could all see each other. Jeremy had to leave early, which means it's just Mara, Cassie, Logan, and you. Up here, everything's choked in mist. In the mornings, when you're outside on the shitty white plastic chairs that are already beginning to crack, you swear you can taste salt in the back of your throat. No one is particularly eager to go down to the water, for which you're quietly grateful. You've always been a poor swimmer. In middle school, you had mandatory lessons. After the first one, you'd always lose your bathing suit because the instructor got exhausted and let you run laps the rest of the year. Today, there's supposed to be a meteor shower, so you hop in the passenger seat of Logan's trunk and you two drive down into town to buy booze. It's not as if you're really necessary, but being alone in the house with just Cassie and Mara and highlights how different you are from either of them. Besides, you enjoy watching Logan when he uses his shake. There's a poise about him that's almost theatrical. He exudes total belonging. Cashier barely even glances at the ID before taking money. Logan doesn't know this, but you've imagined his teeth on his skin. You've imagined what his hands might feel like against your nipples. You aren't certain if you're into boys or not, but you find it is easier to want them, defamed with the palpable disgust and self-loathing you feel from wanting to be with girls. Logan doesn't know a lot of things about you, but you like him anyway. Afterwards, you go out and lie in the truck bed and drink 2 of the beers. The bed is cold and moist, your shirt clings to your back. The beer is barely enough to get you tipsy, which is unfortunate. You like being drunk. Often you feel it's the only time you're capable of speech. Logan asks what you're majoring in again, and you say philosophy. Logan laughs and asks what kind of jobs you're going to get with a philosophy degree. You don't know, you tell him so. You upend the bottle over your lips and you should still have beer in it. You ask him if you're ever going to see each other again. He thinks about this for a while. His face is between you and the sun, and the light is making a corona of mist around his head. He's so beautiful, and you want to tell him, but you don't. He says maybe, yeah, ever's a long time. It's not what he means, but you're grateful for him saying it anyway. You're about to put your empty bottle overhand into the empty parking lot when Logan stops you and says, wait. He drives you halfway back up to the house, stops at a spot where a little cyst of green protrudes off the road at the bluff. A wooden fence circles the fringe of the overhang, strung together with rusty wire. You walk up to the edge and feel the siren song of the drop. You imagine what it might be like to hit the ground, plus the pain and death and more tremendous, immediate reshaping, body rendered in an instant to some anatomically impossible work of sculpture. Logan Dangles his bottle over the edge and lets it go. 2/3 of the way to the ground, it scrapes the bluff wall and instantly becomes a bright spray of sea glass. You hurl yours end over end. Describes a beautiful arc into the thrashing waves. Intellectually, you know it's probably battered to pieces moments later, but you want to believe some sympathetic current caught it and pulled it out beyond the horizon to drift forever. You feel closer to Logan than you ever had or ever will again. You get in the car and ride back home. At home, Cassie is in the kitchen boiling pasta and cutting up radishes and cherry tomatoes. Mara's outside reading something Baudelaire, her feet propped up on that big glass table you swear a spider's living in it. You're maybe a little bit in love with Mara, but you're trying to think about that. Instead, you spend a while helping out Cassie in the kitchen, which pleases you both. You find something deeply satisfying about carrying out instructions, lending your hands to someone else's will. You put tomatoes in your mouth and split them between your teeth, feeling the seeds still slimy that call it flesh. When you're done cooking, the room is hot and the sky outside is dimming. You and Cassie plate everything and she says thanks, and you feel some ember of pride smell for a moment. You enjoy cooking even though you don't do it much. Once you cooked for Cassie and Mara, and Cassie's then boyfriend, Ethan. Ethan said you would have been a good housewife and you had to pretend you were fucked off about it instead of how you really felt, with a tinge of red in your cheeks and ears. You don't believe that a woman's role is in the kitchen. You're a feminist, or at least as close to one as an 18-year-old boy can get. Still, you often dream of working over a stove, feeling someone's arm around your shoulder if they're a burrito. You think maybe that makes you a bad person. It's too hot to eat indoors, so you slide the dirty glass doors open and eat the pasta on the table with bugs inside. One crawls out from the crack in the metal and under the arch of your wrist. You think about sealing it beneath the dome at the bottom of your beer bottle, but by the time the thought arises, you've already anthropomorphized it too much, made it a metaphor for yourself. You wonder if this is what getting older is like, everything loading itself up with symbols and meaning until you can barely move. The light goes. For a moment, the sky is apocalypse orange, then bruised purple. Before you drink more beer, the empty bottles accumulate in the center of the table like a mass grave. You rest your chin on the glass and stare at Mara through them, a curvature catching and distorting her face into a constellation of flesh-toned blobs. Full dark now. The sky is cloud-choked in a regular gray and black canvas that catches and reflects the people like the town below. You drag the chairs onto the lawn and set your gaze heavenwards. I'm not exactly sure how often the meteor shower occurs, and you're too far to ask now. Every 3 years? Every 12? Every century? You imagine yourself hurtling through the upper atmosphere, the air around you beginning to glow as your skin boils away. You envision the line that you would draw in your brief woman's existence. You feel warm, you drink a little more. Has it started yet? You can't tell. Once you think you see a flash of light from behind the grave, that could be anything. Distant stroke of lightning, like belly lights of some blood-flying flame. You wait for a while. You drink more beer. Someone starts booing, gloating maybe. The rest of you join in. You're booing and laughing. Cassie is yelling, change the channel, and you finish another beer, and you have to go inside because the cloud's getting heavy and it looks like rain. Halfway through the movie, it starts pissing down. It roars against glass, making the light from the town glow blurry and indistinct. You're watching Gladiator because it's the first thing Logan saw in the cabinet under the house's TV, and Logan bought the beer, so you all You're drunk enough that your body seems to be slowly sinking down to the couch. The movie has become a blur of light and noise. Characters enter, monologue die. Cassie rises for her seat, staggers from for a moment. She announces that she's going to bed, and Nolan moan about how she's a spoiled sport, so you let her go. The three of you shuffle closer to fill the space that she vacated. Through the queasy warmth of insobriety, you find yourself suddenly aware of the heat of bodies close to you, the press of their limbs, the pump of their blood, and terrified. It's all right. The movie draws to a close. The beer is cooled through your limbs, leaving you leaden. You feel almost vegetative. Mara asks if you should watch another in a minute, something like a yes. Light on her feet, she slides to the cabinet. You like to watch her move, smooth and graceful and utterly self-possessed, as if she were the undisputed lord and sovereign of each and every one of the trillions of cells within her body. Try not to think about Mara's body. She says, "Oh, fuck yeah." She spins and turns to you, hugging the Blu-ray to her chest. By moonlight, her face and arms are almost porcelain white. Her face reminds you of a no mask you once saw in arts class. A blank canvas. Features penciled in on in black and red. You realize you were tremendously afraid of something that you don't know what. Caligari, Mara says, us three, right now. Logan gets pissy about watching a movie that doesn't even have color, for Christ's sakes, but he folds easy. Logan's a good guy, even though he thinks he's a pitbull. He's the nicest boy you know, and he'll stay that way until 5 years from now. When he flips his car while veering to avoid a deer, and then very quickly afterwards he will stop doing anything at all. You were watching the movie. You expected it to be incomprehensible. It's German, nearly a century old, and drunk besides. You're more drawn to it than you expected. You're reading the images more than dialogue, deep blacks and harsh whites, cities leaning in on each other like opposing jaw, murder, and madness. You're drawn to the man inside the box. Maybe the man isn't right. He's a weapon, a rule the doctor conjures up to bloody his hands for him. At times he seemed less like a person, more like a piece of the architecture of a long in shadow. You watch him kill in the dust. When he's carrying away his quarry, it's like he and she are made of opposite matter. She, white and almost glowing, he of deep darkness. You feel like crying for a little while and not sure why. After a while, Logan yawns and stretches. He looks at you with cat-like indignity and says, sorry guys, I'm really and starts to shit. He gets up and you both tell him good night, and he says good night to you, and he gives you a look that you don't quite understand, but think what you like, and then he's gone and you are alone. She slides up on the couch, and so that your body's touching and you left her, even though you're pretty certain you've done promising. She's maybe the most terrifying thing you've ever seen. You wonder if it's somehow objectifying her to be this afraid to invest in her this much power. Right now, you think she could probably destroy you with a word, snap them with your neck and away with her hand. Part of you wishes she would. The movie is still going, but every part of you is focused on her body pressed against yours, leaning against yours. And you have to focus every atom of your being there, because otherwise you'll catch on fire and explode. Your body is betraying you, and you loathe it. Loathe every part of it, from the narrow space between your legs to the wires that spring between your chin. You want Mara to put a cattle sign under your head like a near country world man and kill you. She looks up at you. Her eyes are so big and she is so beautiful. You pig, you fucking swine, you don't deserve this. We were thinking about dying when Mara says, do you think I'm pretty? And you say, yes, of course I do. And she grabs your head between your hands and drags herself forward, and then she's kissing you. She breaks off the kiss and then she grabs you by the shirt and she's kissing you again. And you're totally empty, all hollowed out inside of the Bodhisattva, and she's guiding her hands towards the soft warmth of her body, and she's kissing you again. And her hands are up your shirt, right on the skin snakes against your flesh. And she is saying off, and you are baying like a dog you are, like nothing you are. You are nothing except what she wants you to be, and she's taking off her shirt. You see the subtleties of her body, and she's sliding off her bra. And a part of you wants to slip your wrist the elbow. She's so impossibly beautiful. She's the most perfect thing you've ever seen. And your body from front to head, humping thing, large on God's corpse, and you'll never ever be the slightest fucking thing like her trying to come. And she's saying, blanks, you want to fuck me in that moment. You cannot imagine anything more. But fuck her instead of food, instead of water, instead of oxygen. Because she wants you, and all you are is a tool, a body to be used, and she is unzipping the chains now, but you're letting her, and you're terribly down there. And she says you have a condom, but you don't, so she gets one, flies over, and her fingers touching you with the most agonizing thing you've ever felt, like a hot iron brand, but then she straddles you and slides on top of you, and then you are fucking her, watching yourself fuck her, because this isn't your body, because you're not really here, because you've never been a human being at all. And she says choke me, you do, sides on esophagus, play acting murder, and she says harder, and you squeeze a little harder. And she says harder, and you squeeze a little harder, and she says fucking harder, and you don't move, and then she hits you. Your senses briefly disconnect, your cheek ignites with pain. For a single instant, you squeeze tight enough that your thumbs crush your throat, and then you're pulling yourself away, feeling like a monster, feeling like a rapist, feeling like you deserve new circles of hell. She instructed to have you alone. Fuck, he says, I'm sorry, please don't respond to me. You are sitting on the couch, not saying anything. You are watching yourself sit on the couch, saying nothing. You are screaming, fucking say something for you, and the other you is sitting on the couch, saying nothing. She says, Blank? She says, Blank, please say something, and you say, I'm okay, I'm sorry. She says, I just wanted to make you mad enough to choke me for real, and you say, I understand. You were thinking about werewolves and monsters and human skin and torches and pitchforks. I should have just done it. You say, it's fine, she says. Blank, don't worry about it. You're putting on your clothes. She is putting on her clothes. She is unreachable. Her leg is cast by a dead star. I'm going to go to bed, she says. Are you okay? yes, you reply. The two of you hold there for a moment, actors waiting for their lines. You say, I'm sorry, I didn't. It's fine, she says, really, it's all right, I promise. She stares at you for a while, and then she leaves, looking back into her private darkness and closing the door behind her. You curl up on the couch. Tomorrow, when you wake up on the couch with a cold sweat and jackhammer hanging over this one off happen, it will have an excise from the record of film cut and spliced. You should feel grateful about this. You feel numb. You will wake up feeling numb. You will drive home still feeling numb. You will feel nothing at all for the next 2 days until the pain all comes down at once like plentiful. And you scream and sob and drink an entire bottle of Jack Daniels and try and castrate yourself with a tired night. And get yourselves into the hospital and then you go back to school, both you and your parents agree to pretend your appendix burst. So no one has to know what kind of creature your son really is. That's the first half.
Thank you, Sandra. I guess I have to collect myself. That is heavy. Good heavy. The next reader is Australian. She's a trans woman. She's mature. She's got natural blonde hair. She's never been bleached. She's got an Australian accent. I said that. And it's me. I said yes. It's like, hey, bitch. So I'm going to read a few poems. That's better. The Palace of Ice. Sharp metal blades plus rock-hard ice seem a dangerous combination that produce such elegant, gliding beauty to your 11-year-old boy eyes. It's a sport, it's a hobby, it's socially acceptable, but for you it's ballet manqué, a way to dance femininely under cover of normalcy. You tape the toes of your skates with scarlet duct tape, like the other boys, for speed skating, but in your mind you twirl in a tutu, carving circles of elegance into the adamantine surface, describing figures of 8 backwards with long-legged grace. You circle in reverse like a woman, one leg lifted, skate toe pointed, and etch into the surface of the ring. I am she, I am she, I am she. And the next couple are historical queer history poems. The first one is Non-binary flaneur, Berlin, 1929. A suit they wear, tailored and louche, pinstriped, loose in the pant with a figure-hugging jacket, the better to stroll in comfort at a leisurely pace and saunter through the park to their usual cafe, bentwood chairs with rattan backs, marble-topped round tables, newspapers on a rack, to sip their favourite aromatic brew and watch the boys, thems and femmes go by. They radiate in the bubblegum sunset, hands plunged in pockets, legs akimbo, enjoying a world that will never exist again, a world poised on the precipice, about to explode. And the next one's called Bonfire. The night sky illuminated with orange flames and golden sparks, the fuel for the fire, un-German books by Jews and liberals, the hoots and hollers from the joyful mouths of Nazi youths, rejoicing in their own pro-Germanism directed by the party. The sacking of the Institute for Sexualwissenschaft, where Magnus Hirschfeld did his groundbreaking research into varieties of human sexuality and gender, the precious archives piled on the cobblestones outside, set ablaze in nationalistic furor. The exhibition of degenerate art of 1937, thousands of pieces of the modern art despised by the regime and dubbed monstrosities of madness. Much like the current book bannings in Florida, Don't Say Gay, drag bans in Tennessee, and the demonization of transness, this is how it starts. Enforced ideology, false nationalism, branding of red caps, hysterical rallies, the othering of minorities. Thank you. Thank you again for joining us. It's a joy and honor to publish such incredible queer and trans writers. Don't forget to pre-order your own copy of this fantastic issue, 9.1, or subscribe at our table at the back of the room over there. And send us your work before the close of submissions. And thank you again for supporting Foglifter and these writers. And stay around for a bit of a chat. I don't know when Baruch is going to throw us out. Have we got long, Baruch?
Oh, we're good.
Oh, have a drink, socialize.
Get a glass of champagne.
Yeah, talk to the Foglifter staff, pick up a back copy, and thank you. Oh, I didn't mention I'm a board member of Foglifter, and we've got Chad, who's on the board as well, up there, Chad Cobb, and we've got Louisa Flynn-Goodland, who's the assistant poetry editor, and Charlie Neer, also who's on the staff. I'm not sure what your job title is, Charlie. What is it?
It's accessibility coordinator. I'm also on the poetry team.
Thank you. Nice to see you all. Chat to the staff, the board members, have a drink. Thank you.
Well, and if you're sitting over there, you're not part of Foglifter anymore. This is the division.